Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today, my hands look awful pink. What is going on with my lighting today? Anyway, not important. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what you need to start resin, to start crafting with resin. And the first thing that you need to know is that this is an extremely expensive hobby. Resin is not cheap whatsoever. So, well, I guess we'll start with resin. So the first thing of resin that I had were small bottles. I will insert picture here, right here. And I started with that because resin is very expensive, and I wanted to make sure that I actually liked it before I invested in a whole lot of resin, if that makes sense. So that's what I started with. Once I decided that I really liked it, then I jumped up to gallon bottles of resin, and now I invest in 2-gallon bottles of resin. My preferred resin is the Dr. Crafty. Number 1 for price, number 2 for ease of use, and also you can find it on Amazon, so it's pretty quick to ship. But another great resin that I've used is the Total Boat resin. It's a little bit more expensive. It is definitely high quality. I have not invested in a big batch of this just yet, mostly because I have that big thing of Dr. Crafty still left to get through. So, resin is going to be number 1. But alongside resin, 2 very important things that you're going to need are gloves and a ventilator, specifically one that is meant for inhalants or noxious fumes. This is a 3M mask. I got it at Lowe's, Home Depot, one or the other. I can't remember. This was not cheap. It was, I want to say it was $60 for the mask with the vents. But in the long run, your lungs will thank you. So please always work in an open area and wear a ventilator, because as I've said many times before, resin is extremely toxic and you do not want to be inhaling it, and likewise you don't want to be touching it, so make sure that you get some gloves. These I just got off of Amazon, but I also have heavy duty ones as well for when I'm cleaning out my mixing bowls. So that is the next thing we're going to talk about. Mixing cups. So these, if I can get them apart, I don't know why they like to stack them together when they ship. There we go. So these are brand new. Dr. Crafty ships these with their resin. So if you order resin from Dr. Crafty online on Amazon, you will get 2 mixing cups. These are wonderful. They go up to 500 milliliters, and I use them over and over again. I need to clean out some of them. So when I clean out my stuff, I clean it out with paper towels and then let the resin dry, and then it won't affect other resin that's being poured in there. So it's just giving it a light coating of resin each time I use it. But I used the Elmer's glue trick that Artsy Mad Woman tried for her mat on this one, and you can see how much clearer this one is than this one. So I'm going to try Elmer's gluing these mixing cups as well, the ones that are super dirty. Also, another one of my favorite mixing cups is these silicone ones. These go up to 100 milliliters, and they're great because they're super squishy and they're very easy to clean out. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on how I clean the stuff out after I use it, I'm more than happy to do that. So I keep a variety of sizes of mixing cups. I always try to use cups that I can reuse, stir sticks that I can reuse, that kind of thing. So on the topic of stir sticks, there are a few that you could choose from. So here is a silicone one. This is dried resin. It just comes right off of it because it is silicone. So these are super easy to clean, but I find them to be just a little bit awkward to stir with, so I don't prefer these, although I prefer them because they are reusable. But also, these are reusable. These also come with my Dr. Crafty order, and they're just plain white mixing sticks, and you can easily clean off the resin from it once you're done using it. Super simple to keep clean. But also popsicle sticks, and a lot of people don't use popsicle sticks because you know, they can cause bubbles in the resin, or they're afraid that that is just causing more waste. But I can tell you that I have used this particular popsicle stick in at least 7 to 10 pours. I just wipe the stick clean with paper towel when I'm done using it, and it creates again that resin coat like on the cup, and you just can keep reusing these over and over again, and the more resin that you have cured on there is the less bubbles you're going to cause. Now on the subject of mixing stuff, let's talk about mix-ins. So right here, these are high concentrated color pastes. So these are like liquid paste that you can use in your crafts. You saw me use the pink and the white. I just have them in the box upside down, but it's basically just a paste. High concentrated. So you have color paste. Now this will give you a finish that is not glittery, I guess we'll say. However, mica powders will give you that glittery finish. I have two brands here, Nodaway and Small Tongue. They were just cheap on Amazon. I don't notice a difference in either of these. They're probably from the same company in China. But mica powders will add a glisten to your resin, as you've seen. Here, we'll unmold this. I poured this when I did my dominoes and just never unmolded it. But this is the kind of shine that you get with a mica powder. And also, alcohol inks are a great way to add color to your crafts without that mica powder shine. So I have, again, this is just a cheap brand from Amazon. I will have everything that I show listed below. It is an Amazon affiliate link, so if you use it, I do get a small kickback, but that hasn't happened yet, so I'm not holding my breath out for these. But anyway, so yes, alcohol inks are a wonderful way to get color into your resin. These will be more transparent than a mica powder would. And there are also a couple of really great brands like Pinata. I use the Pinata Blanco for a lot of my stuff because this is the best white alcohol ink that I have found. But there is a thicker white paste called Cast and Craft. You guys have seen me use this before. I've used it when piping 3D flowers, that kind of thing. And you want your resin to be a little bit heavier. So just use some of this in there and you'll be great. Now keep in mind with all of these pigments and things, anything that you put into your resin that is liquid-like or dry, you definitely want to keep your ratios. You shouldn't be adding any more than, I think it's like 10% of one thing to your resin. So definitely keep your ratios in mind when you're adding stuff like alcohol inks and mica powders to your resin. On the topic of things to add to your resin, things like gold flakes, dried flowers, crystals, that kind of thing. Also, what did I do with them? What did I do with them? Glitters. Oh, they're right here. So things like this are things that you're going to want to look into adding to your resin, but this is something that I would invest in after you know that you really enjoy resin and want to make more and make a hobby of it. Now, on the subject of cleanup, definitely keep paper towels and also baby wipes. Baby wipes are great for if you accidentally get some resin, let's say on your arm or something. You're going to need to wash it, but definitely wipe it down with a baby wipe first, just to get all of that resin off of there so it doesn't sink into your skin, and then go and wash your hand off. So paper towels is what I use to clean out my cups, to clean any spills, anything like that. Definitely get some baby wipes though. They are there for your protection. And let's see, is this the last thing? I think this is the last thing that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, molds. You're going to need resin molds. And again, on the same subject of the cost of resin, molds can be pretty inexpensive. But remember that just because the mold is inexpensive doesn't mean it's any good. That also is the same for very expensive molds. Just because it's expensive does not mean it's any good. So definitely, you know, check ratings and check reviews and stuff like that. But if you're just starting out and you just want to try it, I recommend these coaster molds from Amazon. And what I do is I cut them out individually, because as you can see, these corners here are drooping. And so what that does is it's pulling at these molds over here, and also this one. So I cut them out individually and use them that way. This is a very inexpensive set. I want to say it was $12 to $13 when I bought it, and you get 9 coaster molds with it. And it was a good starter for me because it showed me what I could do with resin. It allowed me to learn resin, learn what resin, how it works and that kind of thing. And it also showed me that yes, I do want to invest in more molds. So I started investing in molds like this, things that I like and think are very cute, and coaster molds and stuff like that. And yeah, molds, you're going to find some duds, but you're also going to find some winners. As we have seen on this channel with the first domino set that I bought, the first domino mold I bought. And I think that's it. I'm looking around my desk to see, oh yeah, nope, that's not it. Some kind of heat gun to pop bubbles. You can use, you know, things like toothpicks or like a little pointy stick, kind of like this. You can use those things. I recommend a heat gun, and lately I've been doing the heat gun to pop the surface bubbles, and then also spraying 91% alcohol over the resin and letting that sit for a while so that could pop the bubbles as they rise. But definitely a heat gun of some type. Hair dryer might work. Hair dryer could work if it can get hot enough. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions for me, or if you want to know where I got a particular mold from, please feel free to let me know. definitely stick around for Tuesday's video, because Tuesday I have some new molds to play with, and I'm so excited about them. That's all I'm going to show you. You got a sneak peek in this video. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out. And if you want to stick around and see more, do so by clicking the red subscribe button. Thanks again so much for watching, guys, and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care.